Bonjour. In this video, we shall learn some common responses in French. We shall learn some phrases and the responses which are used and found quite commonly in the French language. Bonjour, ça va? Hello, how's it going? This is a friendly and informal way of greeting people. If you're meeting the person for the first time, it might be helpful to use your name before asking how's it going. Also, if someone says this to you, you can respond with Très bien, merci. Comment allez-vous? A basic phrase. If you're looking to be formal with someone, you can simply ask them how they're doing. The response can be Très bien, merci or Pas mal, merci. Je m'appelle. This is obviously extremely important to know when greeting someone for the first time. Especially if you're asking someone for help, it's probably a good idea to let them know who you are in the first place. So the first three phrases are Bonjour, ça va? Comment allez-vous? Je m'appelle. Then you give your name. Comment t'appelles-tu? What's your name? This is a slightly more informal one. And if you happen to recall the name but are not absolutely sure, then you could also say tu es, then give the name and then add n'est-ce pas. N'est-ce pas can be translated as both isn't it and aren't you. However, the usage of tu is generally with people whom you know well, or suppose someone who is younger than you. If you don't know a person, then you should never use tu. You should simply stick to vous. Comment vous appelez-vous? Enchanté. Nice to meet you. After asking someone who they are and what their name is, it's polite to let them know that it's nice to meet them. Of course, once they have replied. If you are a woman, it's important to include that second D in the feminine form. However, the second D has the pronunciation doesn't really change with the second D. It's more important in written French. Je vais bien, I'm fine. Another phrase which you can use if someone has asked you how you are, like comment ça va, or how's it going, comment allez-vous. But there are plenty of other situations where letting someone know you are fine will prove to be important and quite useful as well. Très bien, merci. Et vous? Très bien, merci. Et vous? Very well, thank you. And you? This is a more happy and upbeat response when someone asks you how you are. However, if someone else asks you first, make sure to always counter with how they are doing. Saying et vous is the easiest way to do that. À bientôt or à demain. À bientôt is see you soon and à demain is see you tomorrow. This is a more friendlier way to say goodbye to someone. Especially if you're going to see that person again quite soon, then you can use à bientôt. And if you know you're going to see that person again the next day, then you can say à demain. Au revoir. Again, a very basic phrase. Instead of saying goodbye, you can also say bonne journée, have a nice day, or even bonne chance, good luck, depending on the situation. Quelle heure est-il? What time is it? This phrase will always come in handy, especially because most businesses close for a couple of hours during lunchtime. If you know what the time is, you'll know when store will open back up, for example. Est-ce que vous pourriez m'indiquer le chemin pour aller à? Est-ce que vous pourriez m'indiquer le chemin pour aller à? Could you show me the way to? If you can at least say this, you can simply follow with the name of the street, business, tourist attraction or restaurant, or simply the place that you are trying to get to. Knowing how to ask for directions is very important. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas. An extremely useful phrase which you can use, and you will definitely find plenty of situations where you can use this phrase. So you should really remember this phrase very well. Je ne sais pas. There are some other negatives which can also be used depending on the situation. For example, non pas du tout. For example, je ne sais pas du tout. I don't know at all. Non pas encore. Not yet. Je ne sais pas encore. I don't know yet. Non plus. Not anymore. Je ne sais plus. I don't know anymore. Non jamais. Je ne sais jamais. I know never. That means I never know. Suppose I never know when something is happening. Je ne sais jamais. Je ne crois pas que je connaisse l'adresse. Je ne crois pas que je connais l'adresse. I don't believe I know the address. It can be useful when asking someone for the address. Je ne sais pas quoi faire. Je ne sais pas quoi faire. I don't know what to do. If you are completely unsure about where you are, where you are going, or what you need to do, this could be an incredibly useful French phrase. Je ne sais pas quoi faire. Que voulez-vous dire? What do you mean? Or what do you want to say? This is a great phrase to know when you are trying to keep up with the dialogue, but maybe somewhere along the way got lost. If you want to ask someone what they mean, then also you can use this phrase. Que voulez-vous dire? Que voulez-vous dire? De quoi parlez-vous? What are you talking about? This is another phrase to know if you are finding yourself completely confused in a conversation. De quoi parlez-vous? What are you talking about? De quoi parlez-vous? Que fais-tu? What are you doing? Because it uses tu, so it's more friendly and informal. If you're trying to have a friendly conversation with someone or see someone doing something you've never seen before, this is a useful phrase. However, you should be very careful if you not to use this phrase to someone you don't know at all, because they might not like the usage of tu with a stranger. If you're going to ask someone you don't know, then it's better to use the phrase que faites-vous? Quel temps fait-il? If you're going to go outside but are not sure what the weather currently is or how it's going to be, this is a useful phrase. Below are some phrases which can be the possible answers. First of all, there has to be il fait, and after that you can say il fait chaud, means it's hot. Il fait beau, it's beautiful. Il fait doux, it's mild. Il fait du soleil, it's sunny. Il fait mauvais, it's bad. Il pleut. In this case, there is no il fait, simply il pleut, it's raining. Or il y a du vent, it's windy. Où se trouve? Where is something located? It's a good phrase to ask for directions. Où se trouve? Then the name of the place. A response can be voilà, which means it's here is or there is. This is used when pointing something out. The response could also be dans la rue, and then the name of the street, etc. Avez-vous de l'argent? Or avez-vous de l'eau? Do you have some money or some water? It can turn out to be a useful phrase at times. The response to this phrase can be j'ai un peu d'argent. I have a little money. Répondez à ma question. Answer my question. You don't really have to yell when you are saying this. It could simply be a simple command, and it could be softened by using the phrase s'il vous plaît. Répondez à ma question s'il vous plaît. Or one might also say réponds-moi, which is more informal, or Répondez-moi, which can be used with anyone, both singular and plural. Bien sûr. This is one of those staple phrases which you should always have under your belt. It's a more polite way of saying no problem, and it makes you look friendlier. If you wanted to show more excitement, you can say bien sûr que oui. Bien sûr que oui. C'est vrai or c'est faux. This is true or this is false. C'est alone means this is or that is. Je voudrais. This phrase can be used when making a request, when ordering food or in a shop, etc. You can also use je veux, but je voudrais is the more polite form. Oui, j'en veux. Yes, I'd like some. This is more useful as a restaurant etiquette. Also, if someone offers you something, maybe in a shop or in a restaurant, then you can use j'en veux. But if you are the one asking for the first time, then it would be better off if you use je voudrais, then the object, name of the object or thing that you are looking for. C'était délicieux. It was delicious. Customers don't leave tips for waiters and waitresses in most European countries, but it's a good idea and it's quite polite to let the employer or chef know that what they prepared for you was delicious. Restez-y or restez-y. Restez or restez-y. Stay there. It's quite useful if you want to ask someone to wait while you come from somewhere. Now for some useful French words. Aujourd'hui, maintenant, regardez, ceux-là, les langues étrangères. Aujourd'hui, maintenant, regardez, ceux-là, les langues étrangères. D'accord, il y a, c'est ça, alors, quand, comment, combien de. D'accord, il y a, c'est ça, alors, quand, comment, combien de. Parce que, pourquoi, où est, oui, non, pas mal, francophone. Parce que, pourquoi, où est, oui, non, pas mal, francophone. So that brings us to the end of this video on common responses and phrases in French. Merci, au revoir.